Soul Calibur 4.
Soul Calibur 4 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Man, what can I say about this game that hasn't been said already by any other media outlet site? You know, honestly, I gotta say that if you're a Star Wars geek, this is the game you have. It's probably gonna be one of the few fighting games you're gonna end up owning and loving for the rest of your life. I mean, seriously, if you want to know what it's like to beat the shit out of somebody with Darth Vader, which should have happened in Episode 3, then please play this. I mean, this game does nothing but whet your appetite for Force Unleashed. That's what it does to Star Wars fans. Now, to fighting game fans, this game does nothing but give you it's like having steak and lobster in a meal. That's really what this game is like. It's got gorgeous visuals on HD, component, or standard definition. It's got great sound, great combat. The combat is deep. I created character options that's damn near limitless. It simply rocks. Between all the customizable parts that you can put together in the game, the ones you can purchase online, and on top of that, the fact that you can add skills and customize the skills that each character has, it makes for like an infinite amount of variations for each character. Heck, they even give you slots to make various versions of each character. That makes fighting game fans giddy all on the inside. Honestly, this game does nothing but prove that 3D fighters are going to reach a brand new level pretty soon. And this game is at the forefront of it. I mean, forget Mortal Kombat, forget Tekken. Soul Calibur is where it's at, to be honest with you. However, that does not mean that the game doesn't have its flaws. It is a button masher. You just mash buttons, and you have just as good a shot at winning as somebody who actually has mastered the game. However, that's when you're playing against a human opponent. And it even works when you're playing online, depending on who your opponent is. However, when playing offline and playing the single-player mode, beef up the difficulty to hard, and button mashing is going to get you nowhere. The game honestly has a crappy-ass plot that makes absolutely no sense, just like the previous ones made no sense. But that doesn't really matter because the gist of the plot is still the same. 2 swords, 1 evil, 1 good, and everyone else, each sword has its own little master, with Nightmare and Siegfried, and then everyone else is just trying to manipulate their way into getting their hands on the swords and using the swords for whatever, evil scheme or plot they can think of. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the fact that you have an oversized, big-breasted babe beating the shit out of people in this game. That's what matters. Another thing that matters is that you have samurais, you have knights. You just got people from all eras, of fighting culture beating the crap out of each other. That's what matters. In fact, that's the beauty of this game. That you're fighting in these fantasy places with these great characters beating the living shit out of each other. So if you have anger management issues, again, please play this game. Honestly, though, jokes aside, the game is honestly 100% awesome. Very few flaws in it besides what I mentioned about the button mashing. It's got a great single-player mode. It's got a great multiplayer mode, offline and online. And it's got trophies, not trophies in the sense of the actual PlayStation 3 trophies, but it has battle honors for the game. Sorry, no trophy support. And for the Xbox 360, it's got its achievements. The Xbox 360 has Yoda, PS3 has Vader. That doesn't really matter because you're going to be able to download Yoda on the PS3 and download Vader on the 360 soon enough anyway. Both games have the Apprentice, and honestly, that's the most abusive character of the whole lineup. So if you really want to play seriously against your friends, don't use the Apprentice, you cheap-ass abuser. The game has, endings that are saved, opening credits that are saved, hidden scenes, artwork that you can unlock, and of course this is all done with a money system that the game has, which is predicated based on your score that you earn as you fight your way through the single-player modes. It's honestly very well thought out and very well designed, so I have to give it mad props for that. It's kind of encompasses that old scoring system from 2D fighting games and brings it into the whole Tekken G money thing. And, it's just the way it is. It's a mesh of two styles that works really, really well. So yeah, definitely a great fighting game, definitely a big summer hit. And as far as the rating goes, we do not rate with numbers, we do not rate with stars. We are not going to give anything of a stupid score like that because we don't like to flame or fuel fanboy wars. However, I will say it's definitely worth renting before you buy. So that is basically our score. Rent before buying. That's how we score things here at Magnavos, and we hope you enjoyed this review. See you next time.
That was quite entertaining. You have done well.